Welcome to the Oddly Coded Podcast, the only podcast that talks about video games, including but not limited to video games. I'm Matt. That's Steej. That one's Dan, and Lyle lost his hair. Please don't say anything about it. Can I get a raucous cacophony from today's cast members, please? That was beautiful.
Matt, what are we doing today?
Yeah, we're talking about games. Who could have guessed that one, right? But not just any games that aren't games. So you could say that maybe we're talking about not games today, but we are. That's okay, though. Anyway, what I mean by that is playing a game with self-imposed limits, rules, or goals. And a question for you guys, is there anything better than making your own goals and reaching them? And a second question, being able to make your own decisions and carry them out in your own way. Third
are we
question,
talking about? Are we still talking about video games still?
Coming, upon insurmountable obstacle that was keeping you from achieving your dreams.
What was question one again?
Games.
What is your name?
Games.
Hi, I'm Plum.
It's Plum, everybody. There he
it's
is.
Professor Plum. It's our guest. He's here.
There he is. Let's give him a round of applause. Please stop your applause. All right, Matt,
you
what
know
are we doing?
him most famously from the billiards room with the candlestick.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
I'll pull out one that I said a couple of years ago. He's the light ball from Better Homes and Gardens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not my best work, but I thought it was funny at the time. Anyway,
it was great.
Matt, what are you on about?
What
It sounded like
the fuck
that
am
you
I
had
talking
this.
about, right?
No,
What
it sounded
are you
like that
on
you had
about?
this shit prepared in advance.
Yeah.
And
Did
then
you
it
write
just
it
went
down?
off the rails.
a little bit for the most part. So what I wanted to talk about, one of the things that actually inspired me to talk about this in particular is partly the fact that I really don't have access to some of these games that I've seen. A lot of it has happened in like YouTube videos or mainly just YouTube videos. I've seen other people do it, or maybe I've heard of somebody doing it. So there's speed runs. So I could do a speed run if I really wanted to, but the things that I haven't really had access to are things like Grand Theft Auto roleplay, or like there's a game mode that somebody made. I think like the YouTuber is called like Fail Race or something. It's Survive the Hunt. So it's Grand Theft Auto, but nobody uses their map. You have one guy who is trying to blend in as an NPC, and there's like 20 or 30 hunters that they're just running around the map, and they have like self-imposed rules and stuff, but like there's nothing in the game that's actually keeping them from doing like,
I want to look up some shit about that now. What the
they just
fuck?
have self-imposed rules for how they want to play that game.
Couldn't the players just like kill all of the NPCs and like, ta-da, we win?
That's why they have self-imposed rules, because that kind of breaks the game. It's people making their own modifications to games without actually modifying it. Like, we could talk about mods and whether or not that actually counts as a game that's not a game, but that's, for me, it's kind of outside of that, because it's built into the game, like, artificially, I guess. Like, it's not like it's not vanilla. It's not like what the devs gave you, but
It's not what
it
you're
is built into
supposed
the
to be
game
doing. Essentially.
And sometimes mods do break games. Like if you have too many mods, it makes the game not as fun. But if you have the right kind of mods, if you have like the ones that make it the kind of game that's right for you, then it makes it a better experience. But I wanted to ask you guys if you have any examples that you've ever seen or like thought of or like wanted to do even.
No.
So yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, Plum, you're up first.
You're up first.
Oh wait, but I have a really good one.
Oh,
okay, Steej, you're up first.
It's
But
really
wait,
quick.
I was up first.
That's okay. So self-imposed.
That's
We're talking
okay.
self-imposed rules. I mean, you brought up the idea of speedruns, and I just wanted, just because it's like a brand new thing, and I wanted to bring it up. There's a brand new speedrun in Stardew Valley. I don't know if you guys have heard of this yet. So Stardew Valley's 1.6 update just dropped recently. It's gonna be like the last big update for a while, because the developer's gonna start working on, or keep working on Haunted Chocolatier, his other game. Anyway, up until this point, in the game, you can eat almost anything, right? Especially things that you make. One of the things that you have never been able to eat, even though you can make it, is mayonnaise. And so now he has added in the update that you can drink mayonnaise.
Let's go, dude.
And
That's disgusting.
Ever since the 1.6 update dropped, speedrunners have created like mayonnaise any %.
What?
Awesome.
Where you try to see who can chug mayonnaise the quickest from the
what's
beginning
the fastest time?
you know what? Let me see.
Yeah, all right. You look that up. And I just want to give you a quick anecdote. There's a VR game that came out a while ago. I did one video on it. It was Zenith, like The Last City. So it was like an MMORPG sort of thing, but it was in VR. It was pretty cool. It was like the most downloaded game on Steam for like maybe like a day or two, maybe a week. I don't know. But I remember specifically that like milk, I couldn't like I had taken some damage and I couldn't replenish my HP, and I'm just like in my inventory trying to figure out like how do I drink milk, but it was like milk isn't food, it's an ingredient. So
I mean it is.
But yeah, I felt like I should have just been able to drink the milk, but instead some guy just made me noodles and just kept feeding me noodles, and it was also weird because I was a girl in the game, and I may or may not have been wearing clothes. We'll move on from there. Steej, what was that fastest time?
So, according to Google, I'm not looking at the thing itself, but I'm looking at Google, and it says the current record is 17 minutes, 31.32 seconds.
Is it like whenever you start a new world?
No,
because
what you need to do, at least from what I can gather, I haven't watched one of these speed runs, but in order to even get mayo, you need to have a chicken so you can get eggs, and then you need to put eggs into the
vinegar,
into the mayonnaise machine. I can't remember what it's called.
But eggs into the mayonnaise machine.
Yeah, it's a video game, okay? And then mayonnaise basically pops out after a certain amount of time. But it takes a while for the chicken to grow up and then actually lay eggs. You actually have to make the money to be able to buy the chicken. And so like there might be, I don't know if there's like other ways around it. Like I said, I haven't watched one of these speed runs yet.
But and even that changes the type of speed run that it is like whether or not you're using glitches or not.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's
really
like
weird that mayonnaise was in the game, but you couldn't eat it, but you could eat like basically anything else.
Was it an ingredient for like a sandwich?
I think maybe
but
that
like,
would make
sense.
sense.
The game allows you to eat like everything else. Like, why is this the one thing? It's like, oh, you can't eat that.
I know there was one or two other things that you could make, but you couldn't
I've never
eat.
played Stardew.
Yeah.
The thing that I can always I can understand a little bit about that, because I mean take other games with that sort of element to them, like crafting. One game in particular comes to mind for that, but I'll let you at home figure out which one that one is.
We'll get there.
Roblox.
We'll get there. But essentially, like there are some ingredients that you can't eat because they would classify as an ingredient, but I forgot where I was going with this.
Okay,
Steej?
since you forgot, I wanna go back on the record saying that I read this incorrectly, and the current record for mayo any percent in Stardew Valley is 1706.06.
Oh, fuck.
Google highlighted the wrong one for some reason. It's by someone named CPickle5 with a time of 1706.06.
That's insane.
Yeah, so like about 25
Never
seconds quicker than I shut up.
Now, Plum, I wanted to bring it to you just because I was thinking, I don't know if we're thinking about the same thing, but I know you have specific experience with a self-imposed challenge. I'm just going to let you have the floor and see if you might actually be bringing up what I think you might be.
Cool. I don't know what you're leading me towards, so I'm just gonna not, and I'm just gonna go off on a different direction.
Sounds great. Maybe we'll come back to that.
Plaque towards him.
So were you thinking of Minecraft?
No, world record.
Oh. Oh.
Well, is that really like a self-imposed rule, or is he just playing the game as it's meant to be played?
I mean, like you had a self-imposed goal. Like so when I was talking about this in the beginning,
it's
I
like
said
speedrunning.
Yeah. So self-imposed limits, rules, or goals, right? Yeah.
Okay, so on my Twitch stream, my community and I got to level 10,000 in words on stream. So that was at the time the world record for levels.
Has it been surpassed?
It has been surpassed.
It's actually been surpassed twice now.
Oh god!
Wow. Oh.
But he held it. You held it for a little while though.
Yeah.
So you're in third place then?
Yep.
You gotta come back. You gotta
What's
blow
the new
them out
record?
of the water.
Wait, how long did you hold it?
I held it for almost a year.
The whole plane trip.
Wow.
And then somebody took it. They got to level 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then somebody else beat that, and I wasn't there for that one.
It's
Any
insane
idea how?
because
So how long did it take you to do that?
8 days, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 8 days of playing words on stream every single day.
How did you save your progress?
I just didn't turn off my computer. Like I just paused the game and just like.
Oh, you can pause the game. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
cool.
like I didn't go to the next level.
I figured you could save your progress, but no, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
a good thing it didn't like crash or anything.
Yeah, no honestly, over a fucking week of leaving it on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't think about that, but yeah, I feel like that fits in here very nicely.
Yes, it does.
And it allows me to brag.
Does it?
What
it doesn't matter. It allows me to brag.
Like? What was that like? So what led you to like make the goal? And what was it like to reach the goal, I guess?
It just happened by accident, kind of. So back when I used to stream, I would start my streams with words on stream, just like give my viewers something to do while I was getting everything set up and like allowing people to get in. And one day I had some like really, really good people, or some people that are really good at words on stream just happened to come into my chat, and we got to like past my PB on that day. And I was like, yo, I wasn't planning on doing this. Like, I have to end this. But if you come back on like this next stream, I'll just let it go until we lose. And they came back and we just didn't lose.
That's insane.
Wow. Yeah.
Wasn't the previous record like 3,000 and you beat it by so fucking much?
Yeah, the previous record was...
No one will ever beat this.
The previous record was 3,415 and we beat that on the first day. And then
on the first day?
And it took us 20 something hours to beat, I think. And then we just kept on going for another 7 days.
I remember trying to like contribute to the words on stream thing. Like I came in a couple of times and I was like trying, but it did not. Like somebody else always got to it before I did. It gets
really difficult because it starts like hiding letters and putting in fake letters and stuff like that. And then once you get high enough, it's like doing a combination of both and multiple of those. And it gets really tough.
Oh, yeah. My contribution for the entire 8 days was basically just sitting there being like, you guys are so good. You're so fast.
Yeah,
good job.
Honestly,
look at you.
That was fun.
Fulfilling everyone's praise kink all at the same time.
I got to it before I could.
For 8 days straight.
It was like, oh, that's so good. Good
you guys
doing such a good job.
You guys are so good at spelling.
Oh,
You're so good at you got an A
chat.
on your spelling test. I'm a
so
professor.
Anyway.
Yeah, what were you gonna
We just
say?
got to level 7,000. I'm gonna nut.
Oh man.
Anywho, so who's going next? Because I think Steej he's currently out of commission, or he was. No, he's back. There he is. The man was
he's
down.
fine for me.
The man was down here gasping.
Oh no,
for
he's
air.
just dying. Yeah.
I do that occasionally.
You know what? Fair enough. He does.
Yeah. Hey,
Matt,
you know
who's
what?
next?
I talked about mayo any percent, so go ahead.
You about to get
please.
some mayo any percent?
Dan, what you got?
So I've got a few here. I've got a few that are in the back of my head. How many are we gonna get to do? As many as we have time for.
30.
30. Okay.
Oh, no, we're at
So
like
I've
20 minutes.
I
So
can
I don't
probably
know.
pencil in all 30.
104?
Okay, so
3 million?
I had a point in my streaming video creation career where I wanted to see what stupid shit that I could do on stream that I could make into a video. And there's quite a few, but the one that I am the most proud of, because I fucking beat it on my own after I stopped streaming it, was can I beat Spider-Man PS4 without the use of the webs?
The no webs challenge. Yeah.
I remember you doing
that. I got to a certain point in it on stream, and then I actually beat it later on. But I want to try it again whenever I get my hands on Spider-Man 2, because that means I have to work on 2 different Spider People web styles, because they're both completely different. But
You could try
I got
it, see if it works.
there
It's
was
even possible.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The way that I made it work is that Spider-Man's a few of his attacks, like his attack pattern combos or whatever you want to call them, they do use webs, but here's my little caveat because of that. I made it to where any webs that I intentionally use myself, be it a gadget or actually in combat, because you can use them in combat, anything that just is a web because it's a web. Like, even if I run into a wall and he dodges it with using a web that I can't stop, that doesn't count. And there were plenty of those. There were fucking plenty of those. Don't you worry about that.
You talking about like cutscenes and stuff?
No, literally, like as he's punching people, he does like a specific combo. If you just keep hitting the hit button over and over, like you can set up different combos to get different shit happening up in the air and make yourself look even cooler. But if you just keep hitting them, he'll like punch them, zip to their face, pull them back, and kick them with like do like an air kick. It's insane to watch, but I can't stop a web like that. Right. There's a specific point in both of those games, what I'm going to call chase missions. And Steej, you were there for the stream for one of these. I think
that.
All 3 of you guys were there for one of them.
I was there.
I had to go and chase the supervillain, the Shocker, throughout the city. Those are the 2 that were
Dane
in the chat.
Cook?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dane
okay.
Cook. I had to essentially the whole thing that I had to do was I had to rely on his super jump ability, and then there's a skill after you unlock the super jump ability to essentially bounce off for more distance. So you do one, go here, and then he like kips up with his hands.
You bounce off your giant spider nuts.
Yeah, dude. It's like those stress balls that you have the handle on that you bounce on.
Well, it's like a thorax,
essentially,
like a spider.
Yeah. He gets it. He understands the game's mechanics. I had to plan out an entire route around the buildings, and like learn when to wall run, when not to wall run, when to jump, when to kip up off of a certain ledge of a fucking building so I could gain distance. I finally got him, but then we had to chase the helicopter. So I'm having to do this
that.
hundreds of feet in the air when he starts you with a web swing. I had to stop the web swing entirely, fall all the way down to the ground, and run up buildings to go after this fucking helicopter that's moving at the speed of sound. At the speed of sound, my dude.
It's moving at the speed of Mach fuck you.
Yeah, honestly.
So that part was just completely impossible to get through?
It wasn't impossible. I actually did it. I did it by some crazy luck. The helicopter was just close enough. Because once you get close enough to it, it'll prompt you to like hit a certain button to get into the cutscene and like the quick time event or whatever. I was close enough on wall running on a building because I actually got stuck at a certain part and thought that I lost a bunch of time. but I was running across one specific tall building, and it came right directly under me, and I'm just like, "There's no fucking way! Holy shit!" It's somewhere. It's somewhere. I know I kept it.
It kind of reminds me. I don't know if you've ever seen the. It was the pacifist play of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Can I, before you get on this, can I take just a quick moment?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I need to apologize to our viewers profoundly. I'm very sorry. It turns out I lied to you. I am a shit tier human being, and I apologize.
He's not actually a professor.
The thorax of the spider is actually the main body area where the legs come out. The abdomen is the giant big booty bitch part that I was referring to whenever I said thorax, which is also different from his giant spider nuts. I was just all over the place, and spider anatomy is not my forte, so I just wanted to apologize.
I don't know about that.
How dare you, honestly.
And just I wanted to make things right. I wanted to make things right.
That man said that spider had a fat ass. You are telling me that you don't know spider anatomy? You're lying. That man said spiders.
And Matt's just sitting there like, you interrupted me for this.
Matt, were you expecting any of this whenever you told us what the topic was today?
I never expect anything from you guys.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. All right.
Thank you.
Let's see. That's pretty much the end of my one story. I've got other ones, but someone else can go. I wanna hear some more stories. I want to hear about how you tortured yourself for the sake of some fucking clout. Do it.
So I don't know if it like fits in with this.
That's what I did.
Cool. But what do you think about Easter egg hunting? And
Just
I don't
in
mean
general?
like just Easter, just at Easter. I'm talking about like in
That's
game.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Wait, is
Oh
it
my
tomorrow?
god, we're dating this episode.
Wait, no, that's not tomorrow. It's like
day
in
after
2
tomorrow.
days.
It's in 2 days.
Happy Rabbit Day, you fucks.
That's
Because
in like a day or a week before this episode comes out.
Hey.
Rabbit chocolates and
Yeah.
marshmallows that are okay. Anyway,
When I was playing Borderlands 2 for the first time, I found a little hidden area that is like Minecraft themed, and it's well known in the Borderlands community at this point.
man.
But like back then when it was brand new, I found that and I was like, oh my God, I have to search every single map, every single area. Like I have to go
Oh yeah.
like 100% completely cover this place to look for more Easter eggs like this. Does this count? Towards the
So
topic.
Sure.
I would say that it is just as important as the topic, because being able, okay, so if somebody, we talked about this before about like, I think most of us agree on this too. I don't imagine anybody would disagree. I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Absolutely not.
It's time for the TikTok video, I guess. It's time for the TikTok comments. Hey, who wants to disagree with me on this? Games are best when there is not really like a need for a tutorial. Games are best when they introduce mechanics and then just let you go wild and make your own decisions and go off into the world and make your own goals. A great example of that would be Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like there's that tutorial area at the beginning, but then they're just like, hey, go have fun. Like they kind of give you some major goals, but like anything you want to do to get there is completely up to you. So along that same line of like you coming across that Easter egg, and now you have a goal that you have come up with that was inspired by the devs that put that there, but now like that is what makes games good. Like that, if a game doesn't have that, it's not really a good game to me. Like, and that's it's a personal thing for everybody. Like you can't force it. You have to just make a compelling and interesting world and let them go off and let the players just make their own decisions. And they do the same thing is really what I'm trying to say.
You're telling me you don't like the mandatory button layout graphs.
Yeah, press X not to die.
Yeah.
You know?
That tells
Like,
you
no.
the fucking controls 2 seconds before you begin the final mission.
Yeah. Let's introduce some completely new game mechanics for the final boss fight. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That's bad game design.
That's super satisfying, right?
Yeah,
everybody loves that.
Why use the skills you've been building up the whole time whenever
I'm so
you
glad
could
I
just
didn't know this.
get this brand new mechanic right before the boss fight? I mean, along those lines, I mean, you're talking about how games will teach you mechanics. Ego Raptor, better known as Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps, has that really great video from like 12 years ago called Sequelitis, where he's talking about Mega Man X, and he's talking about how the game teaches you how to play by you playing it. Like, it's
Mario
literally
did that.
it's literally idiot proof. Like, you cannot you're playing through it.
Yeah.
You're playing through it, and like if all you have to do is like start pressing some buttons, and you'll figure out how to play the game. Like, if you feel like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? You just start pressing buttons, or the way that you're walking, or the way that the game is guiding you. It just makes it so that you're learning the game as you're going, and there's no need for like, hey, press this button to do this action. It's just like, no, I'm just learning because I'm playing the game. And I don't know if that's exactly the same thing as what you're talking about, but it kind of reminded me of that.
I mean,
and it's just like,
it's along the same idea. Yeah.
Granted, that one's not like open world where you can take that and do anything, but you know, yours might be a little bit more akin to what we're talking about.
I would say that like the idea of like games that aren't games, or I like calling it that because I'm sure everybody hates it.
Catchy.
But
it's a catchy title. Love that.
Games with self-imposed limits, rules, or goals.
Yeah.
It's in the same vein. And
I've got another fun one.
It's kind of like I'm trying not to sound conceited, but it's the advanced level of what Ego Raptor was trying to say.
Oh, God.
You did a really bad job of trying not to sound conceited.
God, Matt, it's like you came back from a fucking wine tasting. Please.
Nutty.
Oh my God.
All this gaming glazing is making me hungry.
Gaming glazing.
So I actually have something that's, again, I'm not sure if this counts, but it's literally it's a game that my brother and I made when we were kids, when we were in the car. So this is essentially, it's taking it completely out of the video game world and just like making your own game and making your own rules to it. The game was called Watch Out for Deer, I Win.
Okay.
And we still play it whenever, like, if we're ever on a road trip or something. We recently went to Illinois and back, and we played it both ways. And,
this is something you made up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we would go,
I'm sorry, the title really caught me off guard.
I know. Isn't it catchy though, right?
Watch out for deer, I win.
God, I could look it up so easy.
It's not anywhere yet. But I guess here it is. If anybody wants to play this, feel free. I think it's a lot of fun. But so we made this game up when we would go to my grandma's house. And there was always a watch out for deer sign. And that's how we knew that we were like really close. Like we were on grandma's road. And like there was like maybe like one turn before we would get there. So we would always be waiting to see the watch out for deer sign. Sometimes my parents would go a different way where there wasn't a watch out for deer sign, and it was just full riot, you know.
They knew they were fucking with you.
So the way the way the game goes is whenever you see a watch out for deer sign, you have to say, so you have to be able to physically see it. You can't just say it before.
I bet I know how you win.
You say, watch out for deer, I win.
What?
Please tell me that's all of the rules. Like that's it.
No. So that should have been all of the rules.
Is there a referee for this?
What?
No, please continue.
Okay, keep going. I'm really interested, actually.
You're telling me there's more rules.
Yes, there's more rules than just saying watch out for deer, I win.
I'm
so first off, you have to be able to see it. You can't just know that it's coming and say it. So you
even though you both know it's coming, so you're watching out for it anyway.
Yeah, so we're both like watching out. And I know, but so like if you're going on a longer road trip and you're like, it happens like just infrequently enough that you kind of forget that you're playing the game, and then frequently enough that you can play it. So it's just kind of it became more of a thing when we would go on other road trips, and then we would see it, and then we would just start playing it and start racking up numbers. So one thing that would happen is if you say it at the same time, who gets the point? The way that we worked that out is you would just say, watch out for deer, I win again. And if you keep saying it over and over again,
you just start
it's just whoever gives up first.
No wonder your parents would skip it sometimes.
Oh yeah, seriously.
It's a victory
parents.
by knockout.
All right, and now you may know that you may have seen on the road sometimes there are two on either side. So now if you have one on either side and you see them both at the same time and you both say watch out for deer, I win at the same time, you both just get 1 point.
Okay.
Or you can call them both if you say it fast enough. Watch out for deer, I win, watch out for deer, I win.
How complex.
I may have practiced this a while.
Got it.
I really want to play this game now.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's surprising amount of fun.
Listen, the next time we're all in a car together, which could happen.
It could happen.
I mean, it could absolutely this October.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah,
We've got some shit that we're going to be doing.
Yep.
Exciting stuff. But yeah, no, we should absolutely do that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
100%.
There is one rule. I have to go on one more thing about watch out for deer, I win.
I do have a question about the rules before.
Okay.
Well, not before.
Do elk count?
Do what? Elk?
Do elk count?
Okay, so that was something that we had to do when we used. My dad used to live in New Mexico. We went to visit him. We'd go driving around, and they didn't have watch out for deer signs. They had like antelope or something.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There were cows also.
Mountain lions.
So there's fuck.
Watch
I've got
out
so many
for
more
giant
things now. I'm trying to narrow it down to like one thing. Okay, so the one thing is so if you see, so you're going down a road and then you see down another offshoot of a road, you see a watch out for deer sign.
Yes.
That one doesn't count because you're not. That's not the road that you're traveling on.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Huh.
We used to count it.
So it has to be on the road you're traveling.
You know
exactly,
what?
yeah.
That's
wow.
good. No, that's good.
It becomes more fair until I saw, since I moved to where I am now, there's a watch out for deer sign that is on an exit that is on the side of the road, but it is like it's beyond like the you know how like you get the dotted white line,
yeah,
and then there's the solid white line.
Like
it's
the line
just
breaks. Okay,
yeah. So it's beyond the white line, so it's like not on my road, but it is. But and then I had to like figure out like what do watch out for deer signs mean? Do they mean like watch out for deer for like the next however many feet, or like is this where deer like would cross before there was a highway here? Because then that means like they have to cross both. Like
this is where you have to implement the WOFDA, the WAFTA, or the Watch Out for Deer Association, because they are the ones. They are the keeper of the rules.
I feel like it does need to come to a vote at some point. Like I like we do need like a committee or an association. Yeah, the WAFTA,
a scholarship perhaps. Like
I think you and your brother need to make a website for this.
Yo, can we
like put it out there, dude?
Listen, if all four of us get into a situation to where we're playing this game, I definitely want to go over some rules because some shit could change. We could be pioneers of the next generation of waftas. I
have a surprising amount of like not just like nostalgia attached to this game, but like this is my fucking childhood. So dear God, if somebody makes a rule I don't agree with, I don't know if I'll be able to handle it.
Just make your own rules. Like
I started this company.
So,
you know how much I sacrificed.
You know how much all of your rules and put like a suggestion section. And then like
you
Watch
know
Out for
what?
Deer
Yeah.
and Sons. It was created by Watch Out for Deer and Sons.
Make the suggestions tab
perfect.
Make the people who put in
Wafters.
suggestions be able to see if you accept or decline their rules, because I just want to see a mountain of declines.
That would be great.
I have one last thing. One last thing for Watch Out for Deer. I win. I was on the road with my brother and my wife, and we were driving through Maryland. We were like almost in like West Virginia, and there was a Watch Out for Maryland Wildlife sign, and I think it even said specifically Watch Out for Maryland Wildlife. And it was, so first off, like, it's not on my mind because it's not it's not
Flag.
like, you know, that yellow, it's not the yellow sign,
Flag
but
on the plate.
it had a bear, and it had the same deer like symbol, and then it had like a
Unnecessary
couple of
dick riding.
other animals. And it's like we got a late start, so like, oh god, sorry, I hit my fucking loop pedal.
That man said, "I got some background music for this." Step.
So Matt, like I don't want to.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, really quick. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it.
He's gonna
I'm gonna talk
finish.
for another 30 minutes about Watch Out for Deer. I win.
He's gonna
it's
finish.
a
He's
fucking
about to
Chow
finish.
Garden all over again, but it's my flavor.
He's currently finishing.
Okay, so I'm like tired. Like I don't like it's dark. I'm not looking for that sign. I'm looking for the Watch Out for Deer sign, and Jill is in the passenger seat. It's fucking quiet as shit, and she goes, puts like hand on my leg, like slaps into my leg, and is just like, "Watch out for Maryland Wildlife! I win!"
Oh, that's great.
And I'm just.
Are you driving,
babe? Yeah, I was driving. I kept it together, like we got like a little, just like when the.
Did you count it? Did you let her win?
Did you count it?
I argued against it very hard because it put our lives in fucking danger.
But she still won, didn't she?
But the sign counts.
Yep.
Flag for almost dying.
I understand that the sign should
Flag on the
count.
play.
Maybe we should make a rule about like not endangering anyone's lives.
You need to write
Unnecessary
these down,
endangerment.
seriously.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
We need to.
No, Matt. No.
Actual
No,
last one.
no.
Actual last one. So you know, okay, so if
Matt.
it's not on the road,
Matt.
I don't want to like throw a wrench in your game here, but like, what are we titling this episode?
it might be Watch Out for Deer. I win now, but yeah, no, it's a self-imposed.
Before that.
it's a game that I made up with my brother, but yeah.
Yeah, but like it was games in games or games within games
Games that
or
aren't games.
games that
Now we're just
that
talking
aren't
about-
games.
Well, it's games that aren't games. I mean, that's a game. It's not in a game though. But the
Yeah.
games that we were talking about before are games that you made inside of your own game, which
Yeah.
which technically we did because it was a game
One
in
of
the game
these
of life.
I
This
mean,
is not
technically
like
he is
the other.
he's
The
playing the
game
game of
of
life.
life.
Nice.
Yeah, that man almost
All right.
rolled snake eyes.
But
I
I
was just
guess
trying
at
to
that
break your
point, every
balls.
game is a game in a game.
Man's on that wafta grind set for real.
Anybody else got anything else?
I've got stuff.
I also have stuff.
Dan, please save us.
So I was saying, I made several self-imposed challenges that I was going to turn into stuff that I was going to make.
Oh,
And
I think I
then,
know where you're going with this.
This
already.
one has lived in infamy because I have tried my best to get this shit off of the ground for the past 2.5 to 3 years. And I have done this challenge about 3 times in that process. Steej, you only know about the first one. I've done this shit twice more.
Oof.
Twice more since then.
Oof.
The entire journey was, can I beat the main story, the main quest line of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim using nothing but a pickaxe as my weapon of choice? for those of you who are playing along at home, the pickaxe is the second least powerful weapon in the entirety of the game.
Right behind the fork.
Right behind the fork and knife set that you can get as weapons.
Seriously?
I was joking, but it might be right.
During this challenge, I had to essentially, you have to go from wherever you start to beating Alduin at the end of the main quest. You have to go to Nordheaven and beat the giant demon Satan dragon until he explodes at the end.
You have to beat Herobrine.
Yeah, Herobrine.
Spoilers.
Fucking
Spoilers.
Shut up. Herobrine.
Oh, yeah, it's the same one. Yeah. But
during this challenge, I not only figured out a few things to get around this, and I'll touch on those in a second. The entirety of this challenge took me 9 hours to complete, just based off of the fact that I was recording the entire time and I did not take a break, pretty much. I had some snacks and I went to piss and shit like that, but I didn't really get up and walk around. I didn't take care of myself for 9 hours. So I could beat this goddamn challenge. I had
like
to
a
get
true
married.
Gamer.
Yeah, self-care, what the fuck is that?
I had to get married.
Gamer.
Did you?
I had to marry just the first person I saw.
Was it Nazim?
Probably. I probably would have done it if I was able to, because if you get married and then invite them into your house, I had to buy a house, by the way. So
it's a good investment.
I had no money for the entirety of this challenge. I was broke as shit. I couldn't afford the actual prices of the vendors in the towns. And they're like 20 gold here. No, literally because I had no money.
Are we still talking about games, or are we talking about real life now?
Listen, I don't want to get into that shit. But I had to... I gave myself some very shit rules that, as I've done this about 3 times now, I remember that they are shit. So I can only use a pickaxe for the entirety of the challenge. That means no magic, no magical weapons, and I also can't use a shield because I am able to block with the pickaxe. My block is significantly lower, the actual stat-wise, and I stagger way easily because imagine if you got hit on the arm with a warhammer, what would you do?
Probably just block it easy.
Yeah, no, I'd probably intervene. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'd probably intervene. You ladies all right?
I'd tell them to stop before I get mad. But I was low on block, low on damage, and so powers that are in the game called shouts couldn't use those.
Oh, shit.
And I also could not buy or sell any weapons or armor. I couldn't buy any. I couldn't buy anything to help me. So I couldn't buy potions. I couldn't buy weapons or armor. But I could find iron or any of the other materials.
Oh, and craft your own.
It, but I have to use the pickaxe in order to get them.
Oh my god!
So you took a grindy game and you made it 10 times more grindy.
I had to craft all of my armor. I was up to steel armor by the time that I fought Alduin. For those of you playing along at home, steel armor is usually found in the first fucking dungeon before you get to the town.
What the fuck did you do?
The only thing that I was really able to buy was a horse and a house. And so something that I learned to draw it back to the fact that I got fucking married, I had to go all the way to the town on the opposite end of the fucking map to get married for 2 seconds.
Did you need a sugar mama or something?
Yeah, why did you have to get married?
Because your spouse provides for you the best health and stamina boost in the entirety of the game, which is a home-cooked meal.
Oh.
Seriously?
It raises your health and stamina every second. I think it raises it every second by it absolutely slack.
This is Skyrim, of course it stacks.
But I could. It was 50 points of health and stamina every second for 700 seconds.
Wow.
and it could stack.
Yeah,
and there was no stack cap. So I'm over here and I down 20 of these home cooked meals. Alduin's doing his best with his actual fire.
This tastes great, honey.
and I'm just like, come
She's just
at
up on
me,
the side,
beast!
like, you're doing great.
At the end of this challenge, I
fantastic.
gave myself one last challenge and took all of my armor off.
Mm-hmm.
And just relied on a pickaxe and home cooked meals, and I fucking slaughtered him.
I mean, that's all you really
gone.
need.
Me when I kill someone in a mine shaft.
And Steej knows about this. The first time that I attempted this this challenge, I was about halfway through editing the video. This video would have come out about 2-3 years ago, and then the entirety of the footage got corrupted. So I lost 9 hours of footage as well as all of that editing time, and I never wanted to do that challenge again until I was dumb enough to try it again.
Oh wow.
And that's my story. That's my story. and I'm
No.
sticking to it.
Yeah,
What
there's one
happened
more.
the second 2 times?
I learned about getting married.
Didn't you
What?
learn about getting married the first time?
No, I had no fucking clue. I literally
Oh.
just had to grind
Oh,
my way
so
through
that-
so much.
So you didn't even do that in the first one.
Yeah, no, I didn't even do that until like the second or third attempt.
But what I'm saying is what happened in the second 2 attempts? Did you finish it in the second 2
I
attempts?
finished it all 3 times.
Where's the
So
video?
he didn't make the video.
Yeah, no, I never made the video for it.
He doesn't want the files to get corrupted. If he starts editing it, they're going to get corrupted. That's
Yeah, no, I got bummed the hell out every time.
At this
I-
point, it's just for your
I
own
feel
personal
that.
satisfaction, knowing that you could do it.
Honestly, yeah.
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
To be honest, it's nice to have done trial runs in case I ever want to make it a 4th for,
How much would you pay me if I edited the video for you? We'll get into that later. Anyway,
We'll talk in the post show.
No, sticking on Skyrim, Dan and Steej have their own little in-game mini game.
right.
But we did
Oh,
so
the-
we can touch briefly on it just for those that
Yeah,
haven't
just briefly.
like
Yeah.
this might be their first episode ever because we have talked about this before.
Hi. Welcome
But Dan and I did a challenge once where he actually came over to my house.
Yes.
I let him in for some reason, and
Big mistake.
No, I broke in.
yeah, that's right. He broke in.
Yeah, broke in.
He plundered my entire house. He
And then he
sat
killed
on
me.
my face, and then I blindfolded myself. And then we came in here, and I
didn't
blindfolded
see that
myself.
part.
And
Yeah, we
That
had to
part's
go,
not
then
recorded.
we had to go to private.
he guided me.
This sounds kinky.
Don't
he
worry about
guided
it, Matt.
me
Shut up.
through Skyrim, but not
this
through
was
the whole thing.
supposed to be real quick.
We didn't get all the way through it. We got like
got
maybe
significantly
1.5%.
far. No, hell no, dude. We got
We got-
okay.
I appreciate the additional
We got
details that you added to
Through
that because
Bleak
wow.
Falls Barrow. That's
Yeah.
I
all
didn't know
we
that
did.
before.
That's such a crazy milestone for being
Well, yeah.
blind.
I know, but we didn't get like you say we got very far. That's I mean in the grand
That's
scheme of the
pretty
game.
far.
That's like mission 1.
Not really. That's
I mean,
like
you're
mission
you
4 or
basically
5,
finished
dog.
it.
We
right?
went straight there though. We didn't go to Whiterun and then
Yeah, no,
go
we
back.
didn't fuck around.
We went
We-
straight
yeah,
to Bleak
no,
Falls Barrow.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, looking back on that, it was such a fucking communicational marvel that
It
we got
was-
anywhere else.
I love that video. So, see, the difference between me and Dan is I edited the video, and it's actually on. It's actually on. I'm so sorry, Dan. I know I know the disappointment and the terrible, awful time that you went through. Losing that much footage is terrible, and I do not blame you.
Man,
I
wanted to throw
didn't
myself
want to
from the
continue
second
on.
story window,
This
dog.
game is this podcast today is all about apologies. So I'd like to publicly apologize to Dan for roasting him.
So Pokemon.
No, time out. I'm not done.
Pokemon.
Halo is first person shooter.
I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, Pokemon. So I've also done a Nuzlocke, which is probably one of the most famous types of self-imposed rules there are.
That was immediately
in
the first
gaming.
thing that I
That
thought
shit
of
was
when
so
Matt told
fun
me
to
the topic
watch.
I
today.
didn't finish it, and I think I'm too emotional for Nuzlocks.
You get too attached.
Well,
yeah.
because it was on stream. I did it on stream. It was Pokemon Emerald. I was doing a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke. It was my first one.
I thought it was Silver or whatever.
No,
it
I
was.
played Soul Silver, but my Nuzlocke was Emerald.
For anybody that might be listening that
think.
doesn't know what a Nuzlocke is,
I was getting there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, Steej has no idea.
You might actually be right. I can't remember if the Nuzlocke I did was Emerald or Soul Silver because I know I played them both, but it doesn't matter.
I don't think you ever.
Either way,
it doesn't matter.
For those of you who don't know, because Matt wasn't going to tell you, a Nuzlocke is when.
I could wait. Hold on. Can I tell you what I think it is?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes it more fun.
All right, let's see.
It's a muzzle, but just for your nose.
It does sound kinky.
If he gets it wrong, don't explain it. That's just say yes or no.
It's Pokemon and you're playing it, and it's a Nuzlocke, so you're locked in.
Watch out for DI win.
Where? I was actually. Don't get me back on that. I will get so sidetracked.
Keep going.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what's a Nuzlocke?
All right, so you're locked in, so you can't get rid of your Pokemon.
Locked in.
So
I mean, kinda.
So when you catch a Pokemon, it goes into your inventory. That's what you have, and then I guess if
there's a couple of standard rules.
Yeah.
The ones that I can remember, the main ones I can remember are whenever you catch, you can only catch one Pokemon per route that you go on. The first Pokemon you meet is the one that you have to catch. If you don't catch it, you're shit out of luck. That is, you have to catch that one. You have to nickname it. Obviously, that's kind of more of an optional thing, but it adds to the attachment.
Yeah.
So it's one of those sick things that the community around Nuzlocke's made
together.
it. Yeah, you have to nickname it.
Can you evolve it?
Yeah. You can evolve it. I mean, unless you want to impose those rules too. And then, but the biggest rule of a Nuzlocke is the most painful rule is if your Pokemon faints, it is done. You have to release it. You have to get rid of it. Yeah. And so you can lose a Nuzlocke. Like you can.
Why do I want to play that more now knowing that?
Whenever you're out of Pokemon or out of
something wrong with me?
Fucking psycho.
I mean, you can theoretically, couldn't you just like store shit in the computer, or is it just your team?
You know what? That is a good question. That would probably be a rule that you would have to impose at the beginning of it. Like, is it just my team, or can I? Because I mean, you're limited. I could see it going either way because you're limited on the Pokemon that you can catch anyway. Exactly. You can only catch one Pokemon per route, and so it makes sense if you're storing them in your computer.
You can almost try to plan it out.
Yeah, where it's just like if all your Pokemon fans like, okay, well, I guess I'll just make a new team with what I have in my PC. So I could see it going either way, or people could be like, nope, if my team dies, then that's it, got to start over.
And I mean, that would make things a lot shorter, but it would also like raise the stakes a little bit.
Hold on, can you let a Pokemon go if it's your only Pokemon?
No.
No.
Well, no, I think at that point it would just be like,
if you've only got one, I feel like the game is not going to let you like be defenseless.
Release it.
I like that as an idea.
Then you just lose. As a Nuzlocke, you just lose then.
I think general rule that you keep yourself and like you hold yourself accountable to.
Like if it's your last Pokemon and it's done, then you just lose. Yeah.
I think I just like the idea of like you being without a Pokemon and now you need to catch one, and then like you go into a battle with one and you just punch it in the fucking face, I guess. Like
isn't it a thing like pre-built into the games, like at least the older ones, that you can't get rid of your starter?
I don't know.
Am I crazy about that?
I don't think so.
I know the older ones you absolutely can get rid of your starter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then,
but not if it's your only Pokemon though.
Yeah, but
as long as it's not your only one.
I don't know jack shit about the newest one. So like Gen 4 and back.
Yeah. I can't imagine that's imposed on there.
All right,
now,
so sorry, go ahead.
No, please, honestly, go ahead. Please.
Staying with Pokemon.
Telling Steej to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Staying with Pokemon, my fiance and her friends, they do something really cool. They're all nerds. They all play Pokemon. They
nerds.
They all set a timer. Like they all start at the same time and go for either like 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, however long they like agree to. They get a full team. Like they have their one starter when they start, so they have to build out their full team. They cannot train any of their Pokemon until their team is full. And then after their team is full, they train as much as they want, like as hard as they can until time runs out. And then when time's up, they all meet and do a doubles battle.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
against each other. And
That's
then when like whoever wins that one, whatever, they start over. They do it all over again, but with different partners. And but when everyone's been a partner with everyone else, whoever has won the most battles at the end wins the entire thing.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
That's fucking
Man,
cool.
that's
really cool.
That's
That's playing video games.
The one
that sounds like
drawback.
something I could add money to.
The one drawback is you
No.
have to have friends to do that. So
Yeah.
What,
Not
that
a
you're
lot.
competing against?
Screwed.
Oh, you have to have friends. Okay.
Well,
yeah, you have to have
Steej-
friends.
Steej, you got us.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You have to have local friends, I think.
I mean, technically, never mind.
No.
You know what? Sorry,
Okay.
buddy.
Yeah, but I thought
miss
that was
you guys.
really cool
What?
that they do that.
Anyway, are we? Or is that it? Are we done?
Is that it? Can we be done now?
Can we finish?
I'm sad.
I'm sleepy, bro.
I'm eepy. I won't go to bed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's around that time. I don't know if you guys have any final closing thoughts. One last thing about Watch Out for Deer, I win.
The final part 2, the movie, almost for realsies this time.
I was thinking about doing like Euro Truck Simulator,
Yes.
like doing something like that, but like
Yeah.
on a stream, and then I could like play it with like
You could
chat.
also, you could
Like I
also
could play it like with somebody next to me, and then chat could play against itself.
Well, I'm actually.
I don't
I'm
know if
actually gonna
those-
take back what I was about to say.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna say you could do it in GeoGuessr, but don't they blur out the signs? Like, no matter what
I
it is?
Blur out what?
Like any
Signs.
street signs.
for
at all.
GeoGuessr, I don't
No.
know.
Anything
I mean,
that has words, so you
No.
can't.
well, I mean,
like, see
you could
what
just do
language it
Google
is.
Street View or something.
If you were
GeoGuessr
to
Yeah,
play
you
does
don't
not
have to
blur
do
out
straight
signs. They
up
blur out
GeoGuessr.
license plates
plates.
and faces.
Understood. Okay.
But yeah, no, you can
I
absolutely
mean, for
see all the street
GeoGuessr, it would
signs.
make sense for them to blur out like road signs. I don't know. I think it just pulls it straight from Google
Most
Street
road
View
signs are
anyway.
universal. That's the thing. At least for
I
what
mean,
I know.
not if you're a pro at GeoGuessr, they're not.
Not if you're a pro GeoGuessr, like
used to
Plum.
like
that
there.
one guy.
Plum
Dude,
loves
I
GeoGuessr.
love GeoGuessr.
It's a lot of fun.
Like,
And he's
I-
all right at it.
I think I saw you got France and you said it was Spain, and I was like,
no, I was looking for London in
Yeah,
France.
no, you
Yeah.
said it's London and France.
yeah.
That was back
Man
when.
said,
think
I
just
see
mixed
London,
up, like,
I see
the whole
France.
underpants thing.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay,
thought that's
yeah.
where
So
it
we're
was
gonna
going, but it
go
wasn't.
now.
We're gonna
I
go to
guess.
bed.
So
Truffle oil, mayonnaise,
Yes.
Minecraft lava,
Are we doing a
Is it
recap,
vape juice? Does it count as vape
no,
juice
it's
also?
the
Vape juice.
20 and 1.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we
It's the
talking
20 and
about?
1.
Dang, you don't remember this?
No,
It
I don't.
lasts.
Oh,
I
wait a
don't
minute.
mean to.
It's
Like,
a
I'm not trying to
callback.
actually gaslight you here.
but certainly not least.